were in my favor. I had 'em 5-1. And that nag to win came around the track. Sure enough, we had won.
It's my buddy. Jake's a Blue Hiller. Their registered name would be an Australian cattle dog. They're actually a mix between a Australian Blue and a wild dingo. Actually, lots of times they think, is that a wolf? I'm like, no, it's not. It's a Blue Hiller. You don't know what they are? They're herding dogs. They're used a lot for, herding cattle and stuff like that. I had been looking for a Blue Hiller for a while. I was hurt at the time. My brother was like, I think I know where the one's at. This old Amish guy. I think he's got a couple pups over there that are about 4 or 5 months old. I was off for a long time. I was off for 6 months. So the first 6 months that I had him, he went with me everywhere. He was with me day and night. Whatever I did, he came with me. If I open the truck door, he's jumping in. He's ready to go. He wants to go wherever I go. They're great with kids, but they're also very protective of their territory. He's almost 7 now, I believe. I wasn't quite sure exactly how old he was when I really first got him. When I come home, he's jumping up and down, barking. He's always happy to see me, and he's always there to bring a little joy to you. I guess I've probably had the blue boots for probably 5 years now. When I first started, I just had black ones. You see the jockeys that wear the black boots and that have the different color tops. Well, I always had the blue tops. It's just kind of a sporadic kind of deal. I needed some new boots. So I called him up and said, can you just make the boots, can they be all blue? And he goes, well, we got the material. I don't see why not. The boots got here, I liked them, and they just kind of stuck. Now they just, I guess, became kind of my trademark or something, I don't know. There's no rule in the color of boots that you have to wear. You gotta have white pants, and that's about it. Jock's room is pretty much basically a locker room. It's kind of like a second home. It's where we get ready. After we get done working in the morning, come to the Jock's room. We've got everything we need there. Arlington has got a great Jock's room. Some Jock's rooms where you go are, it's a little small, real tight, like maybe, more like just a small locker room. Arlington's more open, wide open, and a little more spacious, a little more homey, I guess you could say. This is Dennis. He's our clerk of skills, the best one in the country. He's there to check our weights before every race to make sure they're correct, and also after the race for the top 4 finishers. A valet works for the jockeys, and he saddles the horses also. He is in charge of getting my silks ready. I might ride different silks, different races, and sometimes I ride a lot of different races. So his job is to set up all my silks right in line from one race after the other, because we don't have a lot of time when we're coming back after the races. So he sets everything up. He puts the helmet covers on my helmet with my goggles and everything. So when I get back after the race, all I got to do is maybe clean up, wipe my face off, get a drink of water, grab my set of silks for the next race, throw those on, put my helmet on, and I'm ready to go. He also he takes care of my tack. When I come back after a race, he'll make sure he wipes it all down, cleans my tack, keeps my tack in good shape, takes care of it, makes sure it lasts the longest that it can. They're busy all day long, just, it's a lot of repetition of, cleaning the tack, getting the horses out, saddling the horses, and coming back, and sometimes when they get rushed a little bit, that's when it really, you'll see be like a bunch of ants running around. It's a lot of work. We wear safety vests to protect us, to absorb the shock in case of any fall. Our goggles, we wear a couple different kinds. Clear goggles, dark ones if it's a little sunny. They're also protective eyewear. We might wear more on a dirt course. We only wear a couple pair on the poly track. My boots, they're light, weigh next to nothing, like the rest of our equipment. Sometimes you might run into the fence, might run into the gate, get lots of holes in them, lots of tears. They rip very easily, they're fragile. I always keep my old boots, especially because they're blue. That way I can send them in to get them patched up. We have lead pockets in our saddle. We've got 2 different pockets on each side of the saddle where you can put pound weights or half a pound weights, depending on what we need to meet that certain weight that's assigned to the horse. It's nice that, we've got the backyard and stuff back there. We barbecue and we do all kind of stuff back there. A lot of tracks, they don't have that. A starting gate is where all the horses load into to break before the race. Our starter, Blue Knott, best starter in the country in my opinion. The gates are electromagnetic. He's got a cord, with buttons like a remote. He'll let you know when you're ready to break. When he pushes that button, it stops the electricity, which allows the gates to open. Sometimes, like in the mornings, you'll see Blue. He'll jump up in there, because he worked on the gates. I mean, he's been around. He's been around for a long time, but he's just he's moved up to the ladder, and now he's a starter, and he's the boss. Blue, I think a lot of the reason what makes him such a good starter is because he always lets you know what's going on. You always know what's going on in the gate. Some places, you walk in the gate, if you're not paying attention, as soon as the last horse walks in, the gate just opens, no warning, nothing. Blue always lets you know what's going on.
Got two out there now, boys!
Blue's job is to oversee everybody in the gate, to make sure that he's got the best help and that they're on the best horse. They'll make notes of what certain horses are, whether this horse is bad or the horse likes to kick. He'll go through it in the morning and he'll put his guys on what horse or what rider that he thinks that they need to be with.
One out! Come on, girl, get loaded.
Huh?
Huh? She was spooked, yeah. Oh, that green monster's gonna eat her.
All right.
Whoa, no!
You'll see horses loading the gate, kicking. Yeah, I mean, it's dangerous. I mean, the horse turns over and, they're in there. I mean, at least, the jock's on top of them. We can bail out of there, but, they're pretty much stuck in there. Horses here, you don't see too many of them not wanting to load as you do maybe in possibly other places. They're always good with the horses, always get them in. Horses always break good. They just do everything that they could possibly do to make sure that we have the cleanest break and to make sure that everybody's safe in there. They load two at a time, so they kind of stagger loading the horses so they can get everybody in as fast as they can to make sure all the horses aren't the most comfortable in there so they're not sitting in the gates too long. There I go in on Peyote Patty, which is my favorite horse. So they'll load inside horse, middle horse, outside horse, and so on until all the horses are loaded in the gates. So as soon as we leave the gate, they got all the guys running out there as fast as they can. They got to make sure they get the gates off the turf course, off the track, before those horses turn for home. They got to make sure that they lay all those boards down to protect the turf course. They don't want tire tracks out there and they don't want to mess up the turf course. So they got to do everything that they can to get those gates off of the track as fast as possible. I respect the great crew here a lot. It's a lot of great guys on there, and that's a lot of the reasons why I call them the best gate crew in the country.
They're deep in the final furlong. Peyote Patty takes off. Peyote Patty pulling away from Love This Kick and staying on. The Arlington Red, Ruthville, and Nora Nisa. Peyote Patty.